She was very insecure, very bitter, very pathetic, just very immature, childish, and catty, just to a point where it was like just very difficult to work with, very difficult to get along with, very difficult to be around, very difficult to even handle the simplest tasks, because she made a mountain out of a molehill. She made a big deal out of the smallest things, out of the most trivial things, all because she had a lot of she's a narcissist. She had a lot of built up rage, a lot of resentment, a lot of, you know, just anger, animosity, just all of this anger internally. So she needed a reason to unleash that rage onto other people, to unleash that wrath. But majority of the time, it's like the punishment did not fit the crime. Majority of the time, the punishment did not fit the crime. Oh, okay, poet. Anyway, but anyway, she was the type of person where it's like at any chance she got to unleash her wrath, she would take that opportunity. And she also wanted all this power and control, because anytime she wanted to just be negative, be a bitch, and wanted to be in control of a situation, and the situation did not turn out in her favor, where she was not the most powerful, where someone else basically kind of like, it like humbled her in a way where she got all loud and obnoxious, somebody kind of brought her down a few notches and was like, hey bro, just chill, because you doing too much, you need to just calm down, you need to relax, it's not that serious, let it go, what are you doing, calm down, you're doing too fucking much. Anytime she got shut down, it made her even angrier. It made her even more pissed off. So then what she had to do was create a scenario, create a fight, pick a fight, just to be able to, you know, win in a sense. Because she felt like, oh, I lost that battle, but I'm gonna pick another battle so that way I can win another battle. Hold on. So there was this one incident that happened during our homecoming tailgate where, like I said, this was my sorority sister, so my line sister. And what happened is, during our homecoming tailgate, every single Greek organization, they have their own tents, they have, you know, chairs and foods and stuff like that. So there was one of our pro-fights, she's much older, and she had a bunch of stuff that she was bringing to the tailgate, a bunch of food, you know, boxes, and she's asking us to come and help her. So what happened is, and it's really irritating and aggravating to have to talk about this, but you know what? We got to get this off our chest. We got to get it off our chest. So anyway, what happened is, we're sitting here and we're getting ready to like we go up to the soror's car, and she's saying like, okay, I need some people to like help me. I need y'all to, you know, help carry these boxes. They're kind of heavy, so we're gonna need 2 of you all to do it. So I don't really know why the both of us ended up having to carry the same box, because that was just not going to work out. It really was not going to work out. So anyway, what happened is, I'm standing up here and I'm like, okay, yeah, I got you. And then here comes Kiera coming up and grabbing the box too. Already that's a red flag, because even that was just too much. So then what had happened is, I was like, oh Lord, here we got Tweedledee and Tweedledum trying to sit up here, talking about ourselves. I'm like, here we got Tweedledee and Tweedledum sitting here trying to carry this box. You know this ain't gonna work. You know, granted, I didn't have to call her Tweedledum. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to say that. I was wrong, and I can admit I was wrong for that. Regardless, all the other stuff that she has said to me doesn't even come remotely close to what I have said to her. So this girl was calling me a bitch. This girl was calling me all sorts of things out of my name. You know, whatever the case is, I'll call her Tweedledum and it's the end of the fucking world. No. So anyway, and on top of that, she had that coming. But anyway, so yeah, I was wrong for calling her Tweedledum, and I can admit that. I can take accountability on that. So we're trying to carry the box, and she's like, hey, don't do that. Don't call me Tweedledum. That's not nice. That's not right. And I'm just being a brat. You know what I'm saying? Just being a little childish ass fucking spoiled brat. So then what happens is, like, as we're trying to carry the box, the girl is struggling. Like the po baby, she ain't a po baby. For the little bitch, she's like really having a hard time carrying the box. Like, she up here struggling. Like, she's trying to carry the box, and I can't carry it. Oh my God. So then what happens is, I was just like, I'm trying to tell her, I'm like, listen, you need to grab it from your arm. You need to, like, you're only grabbing it by your hands, baby. You need to reach your arm underneath in order to carry it, because I'm holding this shit under my arms. She's holding it with her hands. That's why she was struggling. And I was like, bro, I'm trying to tell you, put your arms underneath. And as much as I was trying to tell her, put your arms underneath so that you can carry the box, she's, no, just wait till we get over there. Just tell me when we get over there. No, don't tell me what to do. I don't want to listen to you. And I'm like, girl, if you would just shut the fuck up for a second and just listen, you would understand that I'm fucking baby, sweetie. I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm not trying to pick a fight with you at this point in time. I'm actually trying to solve a problem and find a solution to what the fuck is happening right now. But if you get your head out your fucking ass and you stop being such a brat, such a fucking bitch, then maybe you actually would understand that I wasn't trying to do this shit to you. But no, she's so much of a child. She couldn't, like, she got her head in between her ass and she couldn't hear me, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. They're so difficult. She's cutting me off. She's talking over me. She's not even giving me a chance to speak, and this is why she was getting pissed. So once again, she wasn't in control. She wanted to be in control, and she wasn't in control. So then what happens is, like, another fraternity brother, like another man, he walked over and he was like, hey, y'all need help carrying the box? And I was like, yeah, can you help us? And she's, no, we got it, stop, you're doing too much, we got it. And then the dude, he was kind of looking like, okay, fine, bye, and everything. And I was like, why wouldn't you let the dude help us, bro? Like, clearly you're struggling to carry this box. I'm trying to find a solution to help you carry this box even better, but no, you're being a bitch about it. I didn't say all this shit, but I'm like, why wouldn't you let him help us carry the box? If you know that you're struggling and a man offers to come and help carry the box that two women are struggling to carry with, why don't you just let the man help you, bro? What's the problem? So then finally another dude comes up and he say, hey, can you help us? I was like, yes, can you help us, please? Because we struggling to carry this box, boo. Like, thank you, baby. Can you please help us? Here you go. And I started handing him the box from my side, and he say, I got it, y'all. I got it. And then once again, she was, no, we got it. And this is how the girl looked. No, we got it. And then finally the dude grabbed the box, and she's like, you're doing the most. You're doing too much. You're getting on my nerves. Being a fucking brat. And it's just like, oh, I'm doing too much, but you're crying and bitching and moaning and complaining because you're struggling to carry the box, and you know you're struggling to carry it. And instead of you letting someone help you, you're complaining about it. You're being a brat. You're whining. What are you whining about, sweetie? You don't have to whine because you're struggling to carry a box. You do not have to whine because a man is asking you to carry a heavy object. First of all, like, honestly, if you're ever like struggling to carry anything, if a man offers to help you, let the man help you. If you're struggling to open you up a jar of pickles, let the man help you. If you take a garbage bag to the dumpster and a man says, you want me to get that for you? Yes. Because there are some things that men should do that women don't necessarily have to do. And that includes heavy lifting. That includes taking garbage out and stuff like that. If a man is around, let him help you. Let him do it. And another thing, some of my other line sisters, they even had, like, they were carrying boxes too. And then what had happened is other fraternity dudes had saw us carrying the stuff, and they came over to like my other line sisters and was like, y'all need help? And my other line sisters was like, yeah, cool, we got you, thank you. They're like, thank you for helping us, thank you so much. It was no issue, it was no problem. So honestly, there was no problem with what was happening. It was just Kiara is a spoiled ass fucking brat. She's a child. She's childish. And she makes a man out of a molehill because she's so bitter and pathetic within her own life and her own energy that she wants to create problems out of the most trivialist circumstances just to unleash her wrath. And that shit is annoying. That shit is just aggravating. Like, she had no idea how annoying she was being, how aggravating she was being, and how just ridiculous and utterly just obnoxious she was being. It didn't make no fucking sense. So at that point in time, she felt played. She felt salty as hell because she was the only one that was going off, the only one that was whining and bitching and complaining. Everybody else was cool. Like, once we got the box to the other dude and he carried it and stuff like that, everybody was fine. We was like, oh, thank you. And we went off to do our own thing. But she wants to argue. She wanted to continue arguing, but nobody had the energy to argue with her. Nobody wanted to sit here and argue with her. Everybody kind of just moved on. So because she was stuck with all of that energy within herself, now she has to she felt salty, she felt dumb, she felt stupid. So now she has to find another way in order to make another person else feel stupid. So that's what kind of led her into, when we got to Leah's house later on that evening, that's pretty much what she brought up at the initial point when she started going off on her tirades. Like, she was like, yeah, and earlier today you called me Tweedledum and you owe me an apology, so I accept an apology right now, and woo 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 and all of this shit. So that's kind of really what kicked it off, you know what I'm saying? Because she felt salty as hell because she didn't have the power, she didn't have the control, and what happened is, once again, someone else had more control over the situation than she did. Once again, no one was going to feed into her negativity, into her anger, into her energy. Once again, people were realizing how childish she was being, and no one wanted to pay attention to her because she's the type of person where she thinks, if I'm not getting attention, let me just get some negative attention. And she's being a spoiled brat, throwing a tantrum, acting like a little toddler. So she has to find a way in order to just gain all of that power back. So then she started going off all those tirades and then just started talking about me and saying a whole bunch of shit. And then that's when we had to bring the advisors in a few weeks later, and then she gaslit the whole situation, retold the whole narrative, and it was just a bunch of bullshit. So honestly, that's why I say fuck her, fuck that girl. I will never forgive her for what she has done. And she's talking about some, oh, it's on site when I see Terry, but bitch, run up, because you're not going to do anything. You're really not. You know I could beat your